Welcome to our deep dive all about the Akashic Records. You guys sent in some really interesting stuff, like an article about actually getting an Akashic Records reading done,
Yeah.
and also some chapters from a book all about like accessing them on your own. We're going to be exploring what they are and how this knowledge can impact your life, and some practical techniques to tap into all this cosmic wisdom. So get ready for some serious aha moments.
I think what's really interesting here is how both of your sources emphasize the Akashic Records as not just like some static library, but like a living, breathing, constantly evolving dimension.
Okay, so less like a dusty old card catalog
Yeah.
and more like a Wikipedia page that's constantly updating itself in real time.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. It suggests that the future isn't like set in stone, but constantly being shaped by our choices. Both sources really emphasize that free will thing.
Okay, so then every decision I make is like me adding a new edit to the Akashic Wikipedia page of my life. Does that mean I can actually change my destiny?
That's exactly what the book suggests. It goes into this whole concept of the Akashic Records, reflecting the potential for multiple different pathways and outcomes. And the choices we make determine which path we ultimately end up on.
Wow. Okay, talk about responsibility. Now, the article you sent mentions this idea of the Akashic Records being on the astral plane.
Hmm.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, so the astral plane is often described as this realm of consciousness that's beyond our physical senses. It's where like our thoughts and emotions and memories all exist outside the limits of time and space. The book explains it as like this dimension of interconnected energy where like the history of every soul is kind of woven
Yeah,
together.
that's starting to paint a picture for me. But how do we even begin to, like, access this realm? I mean, it's not like there's a cosmic GPS guiding us to the Akashic Records,
Yep.
right?
There's no map or anything. But your article highlights certain specific techniques for accessing the Akashic Records. It focuses mainly on meditation and visualization as ways to shift our consciousness.
So we're basically like fine-tuning our internal radio dials to try to pick up a specific frequency, like the Akashic frequency.
Exactly. It's about attuning our minds to like a different level of awareness, one that goes beyond our everyday physical reality.
Okay, that makes sense. The book also mentions the Schumann resonance. It's like a 7.83 hertz frequency that's associated with the Earth's electromagnetic field. And it suggests there might be a connection between this frequency and the Akashic records.
Yeah, some researchers believe that that specific frequency might be like a bridge between our physical world and the astral plane where the Akashic records are. It's a cool theory, but it's important to note that it's still very much speculation at this point.
Okay, so maybe not like a direct address, but perhaps like a helpful landmark on our cosmic journey. But let's say we've managed to tune into the right frequency. We found our way to the astral plane. What are we actually going to see when we get there? Are the Akashic records going to be like this giant library with rows and rows of books?
Well, not quite. The book cautions against expecting like a literal library. The Akashic records are described more as like a vast ocean of consciousness, and the information we get often comes in symbolic form.
Interesting. So instead of like neatly categorized books, it's more about diving into this sea of symbols and then trying to interpret what they mean. That sounds pretty challenging.
Absolutely. Both your sources really emphasize the importance of learning to decode this symbolic language. The book in particular really dives into some common archetypes and imagery that often appear in Akashic readings.
Okay, so if I was to encounter, say, a symbol like a dragon, what might that represent in the context of the Akashic records?
Well, a dragon's a powerful symbol, often associated with strength, transformation, and hidden potential in the Akashic records. It might represent a need to embrace your own inner power, or maybe to face a challenge that's pushing you to evolve.
That makes sense. It sounds like interpretation is a key skill in navigating the Akashic records. It's not just about accessing the information, but about understanding its relevance to our own lives, right?
Exactly. It's about deciphering these messages and then applying them to our own personal journeys. The book talks about using the Akashic records to gain clarity about things like our relationships, our careers, and our overall life direction.
Okay, now that brings up a concept that comes up in both of your sources. Past lives. Is it really possible to access information about our past lives through the Akashic records?
Yeah, that's one of the fascinating possibilities that both of your sources explore. They suggest that the Akashic records allow us to tap into memories and experiences from our previous incarnations.
So that recurring dream I keep having about living in ancient Egypt could actually be a glimpse into a past life.
It's certainly possible. The article you sent even goes into these past life regression techniques, ways to potentially access and explore those memories more consciously.
Okay, now we're getting into some really mind-bending territory.
Absolutely. The Akashic Records really do open up this whole new world of possibilities for understanding ourselves and our place in the universe.
This is all incredibly fascinating. But it also raises some important questions, like what are the potential benefits of accessing this kind of information? How can this knowledge actually impact our lives?
That's where we'll delve a little deeper. In the next part of our deep dive, we'll explore how understanding things like our past lives, our soul contracts, and our soul's purpose can actually lead to personal transformation, healing, and a more fulfilling life.
Okay, I can't wait to unpack all that. It sounds like we're just getting started on this incredible journey into the world of the Akashic Records.
Indeed. And remember, this whole exploration is all about you and your unique path. The Akashic Records hold the key to unlocking your soul's deepest wisdom.
Okay, I'm definitely feeling the potential for some serious aha moments ahead. We'll be back soon with more insights.
And practical tips for accessing your own Akashic wisdom.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the Akashic Records. We've talked about what they are and how they might exist on a different plane of consciousness, but let's get practical for a minute. How can this knowledge actually, benefit our lives?
Yeah, that's where things get really interesting. Your sources suggest that the Akashic Records can offer profound insights into our own personal growth, our relationships, even like our career paths. It's not just about gathering information, but about using it to make choices that are actually aligned with our soul's purpose.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So less like reading a history textbook
Yeah,
and more like getting a personalized coaching session from the universe.
exactly. The book dives deep into this idea of soul contracts, agreements that our souls actually make before we're even born, about the lessons that we're going to learn and the experiences that we're going to have in this lifetime.
So it's not just random chaos. There's actually a purpose to all the challenges and triumphs that we go through.
That's what the Akashic Records suggest. The book even connects this to the concept of karma, the idea that actions have consequences that can actually ripple across lifetimes.
Oh, karma's a real thing. I always thought that was just like a catchy saying or something. But how do soul contracts and karma actually play out in our lives?
Well, think of it this way. Imagine you're an actor and you sign a contract for a specific role in a play. You agree to portray a certain character with certain challenges and certain goals. Your soul contract is similar. It outlines the themes and the lessons that your soul is here to explore.
So the ups and downs of life, the
Yeah.
heartbreaks, the breakthroughs, they're all part of this cosmic script.
Exactly. The article you sent mentions how past life experiences, which are stored within the Akashic Records, can directly influence our present-day patterns and behaviors.
Okay, so let's say I have this recurring issue with trusting people in relationships. Could that be linked to something that happened in a past life?
It's possible, maybe in a previous lifetime, you experienced a betrayal that left a deep wound, and that unresolved trauma could be manifesting as this fear of trust in your current relationships.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. But how do we actually use the Akashic Records to heal those old wounds and break those negative patterns?
Well, the book outlines several different practices, including guided meditations, that are specifically designed to access Akashic information and bring those past experiences to the surface so you can heal them and find resolution. It even emphasizes the importance of forgiveness, both of others and ourselves, as a powerful tool for moving forward.
So it's not just about dredging up the past. It's about understanding it, learning from it, and ultimately using that knowledge to create a better present right.
Precisely. The Akashic Records are not about dwelling in the past, but rather about using that wisdom to empower our present and shape our future.
Now, we've talked a lot about how past lives and soul contracts can impact our lives. But what about the big question? What is my soul's purpose? Can the Akashic Records actually help us figure that out?
Yeah, that's one of the most sought-after pieces of information that people hope to gain from accessing the Akashic Records. The book offers a fascinating perspective. It says that your soul's purpose isn't necessarily a fixed destination, but rather a journey of unfolding. It's about aligning your actions with your soul's unique blueprint.
So it's less about finding a specific job title or achieving a certain level of success, and more about expressing your true self in everything you do.
Exactly. Your purpose might evolve over time, but it always revolves around embodying your authentic essence and contributing your unique gifts to the world. The Akashic Records can help illuminate those gifts and guide you toward aligning with your highest potential.
Okay, that's both empowering and a bit daunting. But how do we even begin to ask the right questions to uncover our soul's purpose?
Well, that's where intention setting becomes really crucial. Both your sources really emphasize the importance of approaching the Akashic Records. With a clear sense of what you're looking for, it's not like a cosmic vending machine, where you just press a button and get an answer.
So it's more about creating a dialogue with the universe, asking meaningful questions, and being open to receiving guidance.
Exactly. The article you sent even offers some specific questions to ask during an Akashic reading or meditation. Questions that are designed to reveal your soul's desires, your strengths, and the lessons you're here to learn.
Like what? Give me an example.
One powerful question the article suggests is, what is the greatest gift I bring to the world? Another one is, what are the most important lessons I'm here to learn in this lifetime? These questions can really help you tap into those deeper layers of your soul's purpose and potential.
Those are powerful questions. I can already feel some gears turning. But let's be honest, not everyone is naturally inclined towards meditation or like spiritual practices.
Yeah.
Is it even possible to access the Akashic Records if you're not
Yeah.
particularly spiritual?
Well, your sources suggest that everyone has the potential to access this wisdom. It's not about being a guru or a mystic. It's about cultivating a state of open receptivity
Yeah.
and a willingness to connect with something that's larger than yourself.
So it's more about a shift in perspective
Yeah,
than about adopting a specific set of beliefs.
exactly. It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected, that there's this deeper intelligence at play in the universe,
Yeah.
and that we can tap into that wisdom if we're open to it.
Okay, that feels a lot more accessible.
Hmm.
But let's talk about the practical side of things for a sec. The book mentions some specific techniques for actually accessing the Akashic Records, right?
Right. The book actually outlines a step-by-step process. It starts with creating what it calls a sacred space, a quiet, comfortable place where you can just focus inward without distractions.
So setting the mood is important. It's not just about sitting in a lotus position hoping for the best.
Exactly. It's about creating an environment that supports your inner journey. It might involve dimming the lights, lighting candles, using crystals, or playing some soothing music. Whatever helps you feel centered and peaceful.
Okay, so I've got my Zen Den set up. I'm ready to connect with the cosmos. What's next?
Well, the book really emphasizes the importance of clearing your energy. Before you even attempt to access the Akashic Records, it's about releasing any negativity or any stagnant energy that might be blocking your connection.
So like taking out the cosmic trash before inviting the Akashic wisdom in.
Exactly. The book suggests a variety of methods for energy clearing. Smudging with sage is a popular one. It's about using the smoke to purify your space and your energy field.
I've heard of that. It's like a spiritual cleanse for your aura, right?
Exactly. Another technique is grounding, connecting with the earth's energy. You can do that by visualizing roots growing from your feet down into the ground, anchoring you, and drawing up that grounding energy.
So I can literally ground myself to the earth
Yeah.
while trying to access this cosmic library.
That's the beauty of it. It's about balancing those energies, the earthly and the cosmic.
Okay, my energy is clear, my space is set, I'm feeling zen. How do I actually make contact with the Akashic Records?
That's where meditation comes in. The book emphasizes finding a meditation technique that works for you. It might involve focusing on your breath, repeating a mantra, or even visualizing yourself traveling to the Akashic Records.
So there's no one right way to do it. It's about finding what resonates with me.
Exactly. It's a personal journey. And the book offers a variety of different visualizations to help you access the Akashic Records.
Like what? Give me an example.
One common visualization is imagining yourself walking up a staircase toward this grand library. Each step takes you deeper into a state of relaxation and awareness.
Okay, I'm climbing the cosmic staircase. I'm feeling the anticipation building. What happens when I reach the top?
That's where you'll encounter your personal Akashic record. It might appear as a book, a scroll, or even like a digital file.
Whoa. So I get to actually see my soul's story.
In a sense, yes. But remember, the information might come in symbolic form. It's up to you to interpret what you see.
This is mind-blowing. But what if I'm just not a visual person? What if I don't see anything during meditation?
The book emphasizes that not everyone receives information visually. Some people might hear the information, feel it intuitively, or just know the answers.
So it's not about having a vision. It's about receiving the information in whatever way works for you.
Exactly. Trust your intuition. If you feel a strong sense of knowing, even if you don't see anything, that could be your answer.
Okay, so I've made contact. I'm receiving the information. How do I know if it's real? or if I'm just making it up.
That's where discernment comes in. The book offers guidance on how to distinguish between your imagination and genuine Akashic insights.
Give me some tips. How do I know if I'm actually tapping into something real?
One clue is the feeling you get when you receive the information. Does it resonate deep within you? Does it feel true?
So it's like a gut feeling, but on a cosmic level.
Exactly. Trust your inner knowing. If something feels off, question it. But if it resonates with your truth, embrace it.
Okay, I'm feeling more confident now. But what if I get stuck? What if I ask a question and silence? No answers.
Yeah, that can happen. The book reminds us that accessing the Akashic Records is a process. It might take time to develop your connection. It's like learning a new language. It takes practice and patience.
The patience is key.
Absolutely. The book emphasizes the importance of persistence and a positive attitude. Don't get discouraged if you don't get instant results. Just keep practicing, keep exploring, and trust that the wisdom you seek will reveal itself in its own time.
Okay, that's really encouraging. But what if I try everything and I still feel like I'm hitting a wall?
Well, the book offers some reassurance for those who might be struggling. It emphasizes that connecting with the Akashic Records is a deeply personal journey. What works for one person might not work for another.
So it's about finding the approach that resonates with me.
Exactly. It might involve experimenting with different meditation techniques, visualizations, or even seeking guidance from more experienced teachers or mentors.
That makes sense. Sometimes we need a little help along the way, right?
Absolutely. And there's this beautiful sense of community that can emerge when people come together to explore these deeper realms of consciousness.
Yeah, it's like we're all cosmic explorers, sharing our discoveries and supporting each other on the journey.
Precisely. And that's what makes this whole exploration so enriching. It's not just about individual growth, but about expanding our collective understanding of who we are and why we're here.
This is also inspiring. It feels like we've covered so much ground already.
Indeed, we have. But the exploration doesn't stop here. In the next part of our deep dive, we'll delve into the practical applications of Akashic wisdom, how to integrate it into your everyday life, and what this journey can ultimately reveal about your soul's true nature.
I'm excited to keep going. We'll be back soon with more insights and inspiration from the incredible world of the Akashic Records.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the Akashic Records. We've explored what they are, how to access them, and the kind of knowledge they hold. But now I'm curious, how do we actually apply this wisdom to our everyday lives?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, right? Both of your sources emphasize that accessing the Akashic Records is just the first step. The real transformation comes from integrating those insights into our daily decisions and actions. So it's not about just having this mystical experience and then going back to business as usual.
Not at all. It's about weaving that cosmic wisdom into the fabric of our lives. The book you sent even talks about using the Akashic Records as like a tool for problem solving, decision making, and even fostering creativity.
Okay, that sounds incredibly practical. Can you give me an example of how someone might use the Akashic Records to navigate a real-life challenge?
Sure. Imagine someone who's facing a difficult career decision. They could use the Akashic Records to gain clarity on their soul's purpose, their strengths, and the lessons they're meant to learn in this lifetime. That insight could then guide them toward a path that's aligned with their deepest values and aspirations.
Oh, it's like having a cosmic career counselor on speed dial.
In a way, yeah. The book also mentions using the Akashic Records to improve relationships. By understanding past life connections and karmic patterns, we can gain deeper empathy for ourselves.
That makes sense. We've all had those relationships where it feels like there's some deeper story playing out right. Maybe the Akashic Records can help us make sense of those dynamics.
Exactly. And it's not just romantic relationships. The Akashic Records can shed light on family dynamics, friendships, even professional relationships.
This is all so fascinating, but I have to admit, I'm still a little skeptical. How do we know if the information that we're getting from the Akashic Records is accurate?
Yeah, both your sources address this whole issue of discernment. They emphasize the importance of checking in with our own intuition and inner knowing. Does the information resonate with her deepest truth? Does it feel aligned with our values?
So it's not about blindly accepting everything we hear or see, but about using our own wisdom to filter and interpret the information.
Precisely. The book even suggests that we approach the Akashic Records with a sense of curiosity and playfulness, allowing ourselves to explore without judgment or attachment to outcomes.
That sounds like a much more relaxed and enjoyable approach. But let's talk about the potential downsides for a minute. Are there any risks involved in accessing the Akashic Records?
Well, your sources do acknowledge that delving into past life experiences or uncovering deep-seated karmic patterns can be emotionally intense. It's important to approach this work with self-compassion and a willingness to seek support if needed.
So it's not just about seeking thrills or entertainment. It's about approaching this knowledge with respect and responsibility.
Absolutely. Both of your sources emphasize the importance of grounding and self-care practices to help us integrate these insights in a healthy and balanced way.
Okay, safety first when exploring the cosmos.
Yeah.
But ultimately, what are the biggest rewards that we can expect from this journey into the Akashic Records?
Well, the rewards are truly profound. Your sources talk about experiencing this deep sense of purpose and connection, feeling more aligned with your soul's path, and developing greater compassion for yourself. And others,
That sounds amazing.
yeah,
It's like finally understanding the why behind our experiences and finding a sense of peace amidst the chaos of life.
exactly. And as you continue to explore the Akashic Records, you might find yourself drawn to new interests, passions, and ways of expressing your unique gifts.
Wow, the possibilities seem endless. This deep dive has been incredible. I feel like we've only just scratched the surface of this vast and fascinating subject.
And that's the beauty of it. The exploration never truly ends. The Akashic Records are this constant source of wisdom and guidance, waiting to be discovered and integrated into our lives.
So to our listener, what secrets are you ready to unlock? What questions are calling to be answered within the depths of your own soul? We hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and empowered you to embark on your own incredible journey into the Akashic Records. Remember, the wisdom you seek is already within you, waiting to be revealed.